Hello everyone, this is Satvik, and in this video I'll show you how you can set up Windows subsystem for Linux within your Windows 10. So without getting any delay, let's start. So guys, before diving into the video, if you are new to my channel, do check out my previous videos as well, which are related to cybersecurity and programming as well. And if you really like them, do subscribe and do share with some of your friends for more reach. Okay, so let's dive into the video. So Windows subsystem for Linux is a feature where you can install Linux within your Windows, and you can use like a normal machine, like a normal Linux machine. Okay, I'll show you how you can do that. But before, go to the link that I provide you in the description below, which gives you which takes you to this, which is named as Windows Subsystem for Linux Installation Guide for Windows 10. And also guys, before going to this, you need to also have your Windows 10 up to date. Like you need to have the latest update running on your Windows. And here, if you can see here, the version about 2004 is recommended. But if you are using older versions, then you can do this thing. And you can check your Windows version by simply clicking on this Windows icon and simply search for WinVer. Okay, and here you can see the version. Right now I'm using the latest version, which is 20H2. But if you're having anything about 2000, like 2004 or anything else, it will work fine. But having the latest version is recommended. Okay, so let me close this thing. And you can also update your machine by simply typing for update, check for updates, and here you can update your machine. If you click on check for updates, it will check for the updates, and it will, if there is any update, you can install it. Okay, so that's how you can update your Windows 10 machine. So let me close this thing. So here, if you could see here, let me dive carefully here. So first of all, we need to enable some features like there are some features like virtual machine and Windows subsystem for Linux, features which are out there available for our machine. They are turned off by default. We need to turn them on. If you navigate a little bit over here, you can see enable Windows subsystem for Linux. You can simply copy this thing, or you can always go to control panel, and in uninstall program, here you can see the Windows features. You can turn them manually. Okay, but let's follow the guide. You can turn them manually, and you need to restart it later. That anything is fine, absolutely fine. Let me close these things and let's follow what this guy is showing here. So first of all, you need to run the PowerShell as administrator. So for that, right click on the Windows icon here and go to Windows PowerShell admin, and yes, click yes. So this is my, let me enlarge a little bit guys, so that you can see it much more clear. Okay. And also guys, I don't know whether this works, or whether this works or doesn't work on any pirated version, but as the guide recommends, it recommends us to use the latest version. Make sure you have that. And let me copy this thing and simply right click over here, simply hit enter. So you can see it is enabling a feature here. And so we enable the Windows subsystem for Linux feature. And also we need to enable the virtual machine feature. Okay, here you could see what are the requirements. The version 1903 or higher is required, and version 2004 or higher is required. Okay, you can see whether your particular system is compatible for this or not. So also let's enable the virtual machine feature. So let's copy this thing. So if you enable the virtual machine feature, you can get an interface for your Linux machine, or the Linux, okay, where you can do some network related stuff. Let me copy this. I copied this guys. You can simply click copy over here and paste it over here. Let me hit enter. Now it is enabling the feature. Okay, you can see it is the operation completed successfully. Now if you go over here, now it is asking us to restart your machine. So go restart your machine. So I'm gonna restart my machine, and I'll come to you back.
A few minutes later.
Guys, I successfully restarted my machine. It took an ample amount of time, and the time is dependent on your laptop speed or the processing speed. Okay, so what we had successfully enabled the two important features. Now what you need to do is we need to download the Linux kernel. So the Windows subsystem for Linux 2 is really great because it is downloading the Linux kernel. Okay, like it will be more related and it will work together. Like our Linux will work together with our Windows. Okay, since we are installing the kernel as well. Here you can see Windows subsystem for Linux kernel update for x64, like 64-bit. Simply click over this and you can see a package will be downloaded. Let me save that. Its file size is approximately 14 MB. It's completed. Okay, let me click over this. Let me open this, and here you can see it is Windows subsystem for Linux update package. Simply click next, yes, and finish. Now it is completed. Now it's completed, and that's it. Okay, it is asking how to install. Now we need to set Windows subsystem for Linux 2 as our default version. Previously there used to be Windows subsystem for Linux version 1. That's not so great compared to the top version 2, because version 2 implements something like kernel and also the virtual machine stuff. Okay, so it will work fine, like it's better. So again we need to open our PowerShell as an admin. Okay, and what you need to do is we need to run this command Windows subsystem for Linux, and we need to set the default version as 2. Copy this thing, simply right click over here and it will paste. Simply hit enter. It is completed. Okay, it's completed. Now we successfully installed Windows subsystem for Linux. Okay, now we need to install Linux distribution. So you need to head over to the store, any store. Okay, not any store, but the Windows store, and here you need to search for Linux. Like you can get some bunch of variants over, guys, like Ubuntu, Kali Linux, Ubuntu, anything else. Since this video is more related to hacking, so let's go with something called Kali Linux. Okay, you can install Ubuntu as well. Ubuntu also works fine. I worked on that. It really working fine. There are many versions, like there is CentOS or stuff like that as well. Do check them out if you're really interested. But these two, Ubuntu and Kali Linux, are more popular. Since we are related to cybersecurity, I'll be going with Kali Linux. Still, you can go with Ubuntu. That's absolutely your choice. So simply click on install over here. So it's a big file. Okay, like 276 MB. But if you're having good amount of speed, then good amount of internet speed, then it will complete like this. Completed for us. So it's completed. You can see that it is completed. So you can simply click launch over here, or you'll be getting a pop-up like this. Simply click launch over here. So let me minimize this and let's see our terminal. Here you can see that it is installing. This may take a few minutes. You can see like this. So like it will install some basic packages, like some basic tools. And also, guys, don't expect complete Kali Linux package. Like you will be having only minimum or ample amount of set of tools. Don't keep in mind that you will get all the Kali Linux. Okay, you can install it. Okay, apt get install. I'll show you how you can install some of them in this video, but don't expect all the tools within this distro. And also, guys, from now completely follow my steps. Okay, I'll also show you how you can add a root user by default. Like you don't need to do anything. Let this install. Okay, let's see what like it will take a little bit of time. Like it's 1 GB, I think so. Nearly all the package of this Kali Linux will be 1 GB. Like it's downloading might be 500 MB or anything else. So here, guys, you can see that it's completely installed. Now if it's installed, you can see that it will be asking for the username. So if you want to have a user, you can add it. But if you don't want to have any user, but you want root by default, simply close this thing. Simply close this thing and launch this application once again, and you can see that it's added. Okay, like root is added. Okay, root is added here, and so here you can it is a, so you will get this default this message, guys. You can simply run this. Okay, they provide it over here. Simply run this and relaunch it once again. Then you will not see the pop-up again. Okay, you'll see something like this. So let me enlarge this a little bit so that you guys can see what I'm doing much more clear. And you can also request me, like if you're really interested to set up some bug bounty tools or any tools, do comment below on which tools you want to see, or should I make this little bit further for bug bounty setup. Okay, clear. But if you could see guys, this terminal is not looking fine. This is not absolutely fine because you can see the logo is missing over here, like a bad boy logo or skull logo is missing over here, and this is not absolutely fine. So you can tweak it a little bit. So close this thing and once again go to your store and simply search for something called terminal. So Windows had launched this new terminal, Windows terminal. Click on this. So install this thing guys. This is a really cool tool. Okay, simply like 100 MB tool, I think so. Simply install this thing and the icon would be like this. Simply click over this, and by default you will be getting something like command prompt or anything else. Okay, but you can open the Linux by simply clicking on this drop down menu, and here you can click on the Kali Linux. So you can see the Kali Linux working here. Here you can see the logo and everything is really clear. And to be frank, compared to this is looking much more better. And you can also see some drives. Okay, like it is looking for my drives. Like I can navigate to the desktop and I can see what are the things over there. Okay, like you can do this by using the help, by making use of the help of this terminal app. And if you want to get terminal by default, like let me close this thing, let me open this thing, and like if you want to get this terminal by default, like Windows terminal, or sorry, the Kali Linux terminal by default, unlike the Windows terminal or command prompt terminal, simply click on this drop down menu again, simply click on settings. So guys, if you look carefully here, you can see the default profile. So here you can see some profiles, like the name is PowerShell and the GUID. So this is like an ID. This is the command prompt and this is the ID. This is Azure cloud related cloud, and this is the ID. This is Ubuntu and this is the, I'm not having this. Okay, so leave this. You can see something like Kali Linux and this is the GUID. So simply copy this GUID. Okay, and come over to the top, like default profile, paste it in between the quotes. Okay, simply save this thing and close it, close the settings, and now simply close the terminal and open it once again. Now you can see the thing by default. Okay, let's think you want to go to the root, simply hit CD, and if you do ls, if you do pwd, you will be in the root directory. Okay, that's your choice. And that's it guys. You can also install WinKex, like you can get some default as well. So I don't want to install that because I'm really fine with this thing. So you need to install Windows Kex if you want to get GUI like this within this terminal. But that's absolutely your choice. Here you can see there will be a link for this also in the description below. Like you need to update this, you need to install the Windows Kex so that you can get a GUI like this. But if you are absolutely fine with the terminal, you can, okay, or if you want GUI, simply run this command sudo apt first update it and install the Kali Windows Kex. So after some time you can get something like this. Okay, you can read this, and after installing you can start it by simply hitting Windows Kex hyphen Windows and -s. I link this blog post or the post in the description as well. If you are really interested and if you do want to check this out, you can, that's your choice. But personally I don't like Windows GUI over here or like GUI over here. I like working on terminal, so I'll go with this thing. And also guys, if you want further extension to this, like how to set up some bug bounty tools or any tools, do comment below. And also guys, you, as I told you, you'll be getting a bare Kali. Okay, this is the bare. Okay, you will not find anything, like you don't even find nmap or anything else. Okay, and also one more thing is you can get your own IP. So this is it for ETH0. You can see this is a virtual network IP for you. Like you can work on this to do some bug bounty hunting or anything else. Like previous Windows subsystem for Linux doesn't used to have this kind of thing, but now but now you can see that for Windows subsystem for Linux too, you can have your own interface you can work on, for which you can work on. So that's it guys for today. I hope you like this video, and if you really like this, make sure you hit the like button so that YouTube will understand that you are really liking this content. And if you want to share this video to some of your friends, do share it so that my channel could reach to the more people. Really thank you for watching this video guys. This is Satvik signing off, and if you are having any suggestions for the new videos, do comment below. Okay, it's always open. And if you want more support, do check out my Discord server, and if you want to contact me personally, do check out my Twitter. So that's it guys for today. This is Satvik signing off. I'll meet you in next video. Goodbye.